Earth Day 2022. This is a climate craze Earth Day celebration because carbon dioxide is making our climate wonderful. Here is why. Look at this temperature versus carbon emissions comparison chart. It contains global temperature data going back 300 years, back to the Little Ice Age when temperatures were much colder than today. As you can clearly see from the red temperature plot, for the past 300 years, we've been in a slow warming trend. In other words, we are still thawing out from the Little Ice Age, and no one knows when the warming will stop. Radiocarbon dating of the Earth's crust shows that the planet is warming because of variations in solar heating. This graph also contains a blue line depicting global carbon emissions. It is also clear that as emissions skyrocket upwards, global temperatures just keep slowly warming as we continue to thaw out from the Little Ice Age. But the big news this Earth Day is the continuing greening of the Earth because of carbon dioxide. It is plant food and it is not a temperature control knob. This incredible set of 4 pictures show how much plants love carbon dioxide, or CO2. This is just one of thousands of similar experiments showing how much plants love CO2. In this experiment, 4 trees were grown under identical conditions, except carbon dioxide was the only variable. This clearly shows that doubling of CO2 enabled the tree on the far right to essentially double in size. In fact, greenhouse growers around the world routinely pump in extra carbon dioxide into the greenhouses to make the plants grow bigger and faster. This process is called CO2 enrichment. So as carbon dioxide increases, so does plant growth. This chart shows corn yields from 1860 to the present. And it's amazing to see the correlation between corn yields and global carbon emissions. Yes, fertilizers and irrigation help grow crops, but experiment after experiment shows that CO2 is the primary contributor to increasing crop yields. This also explains why deserts are greening faster than any other locations on Earth. This is because CO2 makes plants more water efficient. And as CO2 concentrations increase, plants need less water. And this is why. When plants open their stoma, or the pores on the undersides of leaves, the openings not only let in carbon dioxide needed for plant growth, but in addition to the natural release of oxygen, water vapor, or H2O, escapes into the air. But with more CO2, the stomata are open for shorter periods of time, and the leaves lose less water, and more moisture remains in the soil. Therefore, more CO2 results in less water vapor loss, and this increases soil moisture. In other words, increasing CO2 levels contribute to decreasing forest fires and crop drought, which combine to reduce heat waves. And this is why NASA confirms that increasing CO2 levels, called CO2 fertilization, is responsible for 70% of Earth's greening. And this is especially true in arid and desert regions. So let's celebrate Earth Day 2022 with a special thank you to increasing levels of carbon dioxide. And more importantly, more CO2 will make Earth Day even better next year.